So I will start with Hope.
All right, good evening. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, thank you, sir, for again bringing us together. So quickly, my questions is going to be on the charts. Yes, the normal charts that we use, you know. So I have really been doing a lot of read-ups and trying to find out what is what. And sometimes some things are not clear to me. For instance, I wanted to know the difference between the for instance, I set my chart at 4 hours. So I want to know the difference between 1 hour, 4 hours, and 1 day. So are there predictions? Of course, I know that there are things that happen within that time scenario. Of course, the time, the seconds and hours show beneath, you know, that particular graph, you know, at any point in time. And so I really want to, first of all, I have 3 questions. The first one is, what are they really telling us? I just want to confirm what I know. All right, thank you.
Okay, maybe you ask the 3 questions, so I'll just answer it at once. Can you hear me?
All right, yes. So the second one is, I was able to observe something that I couldn't provide answers to. For instance, in a typical 4-hour scenario, I saw the 100 to 0 downtrend. But when I changed it to 1 day, I noticed that it became an uptrend. That I can't explain. So the third one is, sometimes the downtrend in the chart does not correspond with the blue, that particular stochastic RSI blue line that is pointing downwards. So what I'm trying to say is that the downtrend in that particular chart does not, sorry, please, can you mute yourself? I can't hear myself well. Sometimes the downtrend in a chart does not correspond with the blue line pointing downwards in the stochastic. Sometimes oh my gosh, can't hear myself.
I'm listening. I'm trying to mute the guy that is.
Yeah, so I see that it points towards the opposite direction in some cases. So I want to know why. Thank you.
Okay, I think I got your 2 questions, but I didn't get the last one.
All right, so I come again. The downtrend in the charts. Now, what I mean is that when I see a downtrend of 0 to 100, for instance, that's a downtrend. Now, I have it in my mind that this is a downtrend, and I begin to look at other options. I realize that in the stochastic RSI, that it could be pointing upwards in the opposite direction. So why is it that?
Okay, thank you. I think I get your question now. So the first question you asked is, we are talking about the line on the lines on the Bollinger Band, isn't it?
The first question is, what does the 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day predicts? Are they predictions?
Oh yes, I will share my screen so that I think this practical class is not theory. I will just be talking. We should see my chart. Please, if you're just coming in and your background is noisy, please try to mute yourself so that you know the noise. Okay, so I will share my screen to use my screen to explain what your question you just asked. Sorry, can you see my screen?
Yes, just came up.
Okay, so now please, if you're just coming in and your background is noisy, please mute yourself. Please, I beg of you, please mute yourself. We just have 1 hour, and I just pray that I'll be able to squeeze up time and do what I'm supposed to do. Now, if you can see my screen now, you're talking about the 1 hour, 4 hour, and 1 day, which are the time frame that RQTMI used to trade. Now, why is it that in the 1 hour chart, you are using Binance Exchange, if you are using Binance or Hobby or Indodax or Bybit? Now, the activity that is happening on Binance, the whole Binance, everybody that's trading that particular coin, for example, Kava, in this case that you can see my chart is Kava, 1 hour. Now, but this trading view is taking information of everything that is happening in 1 hour to form this candle that you see. This green, whether it's green or red candle. Within 1 hour, how many people are buying and how many are selling. That's what is used to create this candle, either green or red. Now, in 4 hours, for example, you go to the market and you have like 8, you see this coin now, this current candle. This is the current candle, and you can see it's a flat bottom candle. Please, can you just mute yourself? Please, please, I beg of you. Just try and mute yourself. Now you see this is the current candle that is forming and it's green in color, telling you that green means buy. For a newbie that is just attending this meeting, green means buy, red means sell. Now this is the current candle and it's forming. It closes every 1 hour. It forms every 1 hour and it ends. It starts from this candle started forming around 9 p.m. and it's going to Nigerian time and it's going to finish forming in 42 minutes. That's 10 p.m. right? And you can see it's green. It means there are more buyers. It's not as if there is no seller, but buyers are in charge. For example, you have people buying and selling, 100 people buying and selling, but you have 80 people buying and 20 are selling. So the buyers are in charge. That's why you're seeing green. In 1 hour, within 1 hour, between 9 and 10, what is happening on Binance? Who are those that are trading this cover? That's what the trading view is using to form this candle that you see. If it is 4 hours, how many people are buying within 4 hours? Between 9 p.m. and 1 a.m. Nigerian time. Started forming. If I go back to 4 hours now, if I go back to 4 hours, you will see that the candle is not the same. You see it? This is the current candle. Even though you see it's green, it means even in 4 hours it's bullish in the sense that you have more buyers than sellers. That's why you're seeing green. What is happening in Binance within 4 hours from that 9 p.m. that is starting to 1 a.m. Nigerian time? Are buyers in charge? If buyers are in charge, that's what is using. If there are more buyers, for example, you have 100 people trading cover using Binance Exchange in the whole world. If there are 80 or 90 people that are buying, even if it is 61, 50 or 60 or 70, more buyers than sellers makes this candle green. But if there are more sellers than buyers, makes the candle red. It doesn't mean that if you see red, there is no buyer. There is buyer there, but it's just that the sellers are in charge. One day, within 24 hours from 1 a.m., crypto market opens 1 a.m. in Nigerian time, 1 a.m. Nigerian time. You can convert to your time zone. Now that 1 a.m., now that's when the candle start to form. Within 1 a.m., the next 1 a.m., that's when it will finish forming. Like 1 day here. Now you see in 1 day, it's also bullish, telling you that buyers are also in charge in one day. That's why you're seeing green. Within 24 hours, how many are buying and how many are selling? That's what the trading view is using to form these candles. And from this candle, you're going to analyze and know when to enter, when to get out. Have I answered your question?
Yes, you have.
Now that's it. Most important point to note is if you are trading in any of the time frame, you need to confirm on the longer time frame before you enter, which I'm going to run you guys through. I just pray that you guys will understand, because I just want to rush because I want to release the video this week. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even though I know that we still go over it, we want to make sure that everybody is carried along. That's why it's very important to attend this as question and answer session in case you have a question. Now, as you're asking your question, it will also help out. As I'm answering the question, it will help out and answer other people. Other people might also have a question similar to what you asked. So it will now help you to answer what you want, what your question, thereby mitigating the number of questions asked. Thank you. So the second question you're talking about was what? You say maybe in uptrend, you see a coin in uptrend on 4 hour or 1 hour, and when you check on the longer time frame, maybe for example, you check a coin on 1 hour, for example, you see you have what? This is all in 1 day. If you check on 1 day, what did you see? On 4 hour, you see a downtrend. You see a downtrend. 0 at the bottom, 100 at the top. Somebody will see what do I mean? It is telling you that the coin is on a downtrend. The price is going down. You can see right from this place, it started going down. So the thing is that Fibonacci is an AI, artificial intelligence, that helps you to interpret the trend of a candle, whether it's an uptrend or downtrend or sideways market. Do you get? And you can see now it has even helped you to tell you that this is sideways market. It's on the sideways market, moving, ranging market. It helps you to interpret it. But the question is, do you understand how to use it to interpret the trend? Now, anytime you see 0 at the bottom, 100 at the top, you don't need anybody to tell you that it's a downtrend. So there's no point going to. That's how we try to see how we can present the information in a way that everyone will understand Even nursery one student will understand. Once you see 0 at the bottom, 100 at the top, you don't need anybody to tell you there's a downtrend. Now, if you go to the 1 day, you see that it's an uptrend. It's telling you that on 1 day, if the candle is forming within that 1 day, from 1 a.m. in the morning Nigerian time to 1 p.m. the next 1 a.m., is on the uptrend. That is to say, the price is going up because of the volume of buyers to sellers. It's very, very important to take note of. Volume of buyers and sellers is what is happening here, buying and selling. So you can see on the 1 day, it's on downtrend on the 4 hour because of volume of buyers and sellers within 4 hours. But because of the volume of buyers and sellers in 1 day, it is what? Uptrend. That's why you see 0 at the bottom. If you see 0 at the top, 100 at the bottom, it's telling you it's an uptrend because of the volume of buyers and sellers within 24 hours, which is about to. This candle will finish forming in 3 hours, 37 minutes. It's 1 day. So you see, that's what it's telling you. It doesn't even matter. What really matters is, do you know how to get in and get out? That's very, very important, right? Do you know how to get in and get out? Now, if you are trading on 4 hours, you need to confirm on 1 day. If you're trading on 1 hour, you confirm on 4 hours. Like in this case now, okay, I think I will explain that towards the end when I've answered your question. I think I've answered the second question. Then the third question now, what do you say the third question is? Yeah, Queen Hope, what do you say the third question is?
Oh, sorry, I never knew I was muted. Oh, you just stopped sharing. You've actually invariably answered it, but I was going to point out that question that I asked you on your DM, where I was asking you that what does this blue line signify? So maybe I will use that to wrap it up. Yes.
Okay, sorry, let me admit some people.
All right, okay, sir, very well.
Now, I hope you're clear with the two questions I answered.
Yeah, you even as you're explaining, you were answering everything, so it's clear.
Now I'll share my screen again. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, it's coming up.
Now this is 1 day. This is 1 day. Now this is 1 day. Go to 4 hours. You are talking about, okay, what does the blue line and red line means? Now, when you say blue, this red line that you're seeing, Bollinger Band is a very powerful indicator. There are 4 ways of using it. I only did 1 video. The next video you're going to see, which is going to help out in interpret, showing you how you can use RQTMI Magic 3. Powerful. It's the same thing you're using, but the question now is how you are going to manipulate these charts that you're seeing to your favor. Those videos will address it by the grace of God. Now, what we are seeing, you see blue at the top, which is blue line, 2 blue line, 1, 2. And this red line. This red line is 20 EMA, moving average. What is the average price of the candle? 20 EMA. Average price of the candle. That's what it's using to form all this candle that is forming. It's using the average price to form this red line. That's why I see it's moving. It uses the price of the candles, either open and close, opening and closing. When I say opening, is these candles has open price and close price. If it's uptrend or whether it's uptrend or downtrend. So it uses these prices to form this red line, which is 20 EMA. Now, the blue line that you see here, the blue line here is 2 standard deviation away from the 20 EMA. 2 standard deviation. This one is 2 standard deviation upward, and this one is downward. 2 standard deviation away from the EMA below, and 2 standard deviation away from the EMA above. So that's why the candles moves. If you observe, if you've gone through the history, you see that the candle moves within, mostly moves within these blue lines, these 2 blue lines.
True, very true.
Because of it's moving within those blue lines, there is high chance of you, there is possibility of you making, in fact, high probability of you making money within that blue lines. The question now is, how do you enter it? That's very, very important. And sometimes you see squeeze. Now, if this one is telling you there is high volume of sale, that's why you're seeing it coming down. High volume, people are selling. Even if you see buyers, green candle is coming down. You can see it came down. Now, sometimes you see a squeeze. I think cake. Let me use that example, cake. Cake is about to explode. Those that are in floating, yes. The question now is, as you're in floating, did you open margin call to enjoy? See cake, it's squeezed and it's about to go up. You see it, anytime you see a squeeze, it tells you that there is what is coming up is either high volume of buy or high volume of sell. Eh? But when you now see all this, I think I will explain on the video. Now, this is cake. As you can see, anytime you see a big cycle like this, high volume of sell. Now you see it comes like this. Anytime you see a squeeze, it's telling you what's going to come up front is either bullish or bearish. Now, when the candle forms, you can see it as I opening. Now, what is going to keep going up now? Anytime the candle opens and you have a candle that closes outside the 2 standard deviation above the 20 EMA, it's telling you that that coin is going up. All these things I will explain by the grace of God. See how I can make everyone understand if you watch the video, right? I think I've answered your question to some extent. But the question, some people don't worry yourself to say that, how will I understand this? Or what is 20 EMA? Just understand how you can enter the trade. There are some things on this auto Fibonacci, how they came about these numbers. I know if I start explaining all those things now, it's not really necessary. Just know how you can enter. All these 23, 38, 50, how they came about it. All this is something we know, Timotion know, but we don't want to buzz your head with a lot of it. Just get what you're supposed to know and know how to enter the coin and get out. Although subsequently we'll come later pick one after they explain how they came about all these numbers you're seeing. All these numbers you're seeing, how did they get it? It's pure what is, if you know arithmetic, sequence and series, they use that arithmetic to arrive at all these things. You subsequent, in our subsequent class, you get to hear it. So thank you very much. I think I've done justice to your question, and I want to believe that your question.
Thank you.
If you have not asked a question, what I've just said, at least to some extent, that made you to understand some things. So next person, if you have any question, please, you can put up your hand so that I would unmute you. If you have any question, you can unmute. If you have a question, put up your hand so that I will unmute you. You ask your question. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting before I teach what I'm supposed to teach. It's good. I find a solution to any of you guys' challenges. If you're facing any challenge or something you don't understand, maybe the way your trade is going, or just unmute yourself and ask. If you cannot unmute yourself, put up your hand or type it on the chat box. Okay, Queen.
Hello. Hello, good evening. Thank you, Coach. I just wanted you to look at GMT, although I'm still trying to grasp the entry and exit on the
Mute yourself. Just and your background is okay. I'm listening now.
Okay. Yes, I said although I'm still trying to understand the entry and exit points on the chart. So, but you answering people's questions is actually, shedding more light and making me understand better. But I just wanted to ask if you could please use GMT as an example, the way it is right now, because I'm actually in floating loss on it of about 35%, as I checked yesterday. So I just want to, okay.
No, finish your question. Feel free to ask questions.
Okay, yes. Yes, I wanted you to just not necessarily a question, but I from what I read before, that how to get out of it is to open more margin calls. Although I entered with $300, but okay, yes, I don't have a question. If I entered it with 300 to open more margin calls, do I have to still continue with the 300 or I can do 100?
Okay.
That's question one. Then secondly, I would like you to please look at the chart and just to analyze what is going on with it right now. Just to shed more light and so I have a better understanding. Thank you.
Okay, please, if you're on this call, you don't feel free to ask questions. Don't hide your question, because if we don't find a solution, our goal is to see that everybody can pick signal by themselves. You are independent of signal.
Okay.
You get? So don't say you actually, maybe you have vacation, you cannot ask, I cannot, let me ask, I cannot ask even, in fact, ask stupid question. We'll give you the answer. Do you get? That's how it is. Now, I will share my screen.
Okay.
I want to believe you can see my screen now.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Now, this is GMT. It is a coin that was posted by RQTML.
Yes.
Now, what if you have been attending our Zoom, we said that our floating is between 5 to 25%. Only in exceptional case that the coin goes beyond 25%. And when it does, you are expected to open margin call if you have more cash. But if you don't have cash, remain patient. It will surely deliver. It will surely deliver if you remain patient. Now, what I said about the squeeze is, if you want to open margin call, look at what we see now. Look at this coin. There is high volume of sell from this place. Now it has started forming squeeze. Now the squeeze that is forming is telling you that what is going to happen in near future. When I say future, I'm not saying long time, because you're using 4-hour chart. What's going to happen very soon is either bullish or bearish. But what we are seeing now is already on a downtrend. The next thing that it will do is to go up. But the question now is, if you open margin call, you will keep enjoying all this green candle you're seeing here. You keep making good cash from there, pending when to go up. Now, how are you going to open margin call? If you watch our videos on our YouTube channel, I repeat, you cannot see the way we trade. The way we set our robot is not the same way every team, whether it's Crypto Ambassador, whether it's Superstar, whether it's Team Unstoppable, whether it's Team Royalty, all these teams have their style of trading and how they are going to open margin call. So if you are using their signal, stick to their style of setting the robot. If you are using RQTMI, stick to RQTMI signal style of trading and how you can open. It's different. Don't commit the two. Everybody's team is working. I know all the leaders. The question is, do you pay attention and follow what they are doing or follow what RQTMI is doing? Now, this is a coin that you're in floating, minus 30, and you want to come out of floating. There is a video I posted on the chat. That says RQTMI Magic 2, which involves using 7 margin calls. And that 7 margin call style of trading, how you're going to pick the coin is different. You can also use that setting to open margin call. If you have less than $300, you use 7 margin call to open margin call. And how you're going to open the margin call, you don't just go and open margin call blindly. No, you go and look at the chart. Now, sorry, I think I should let someone in. Somebody is sorry, please. Let's see. Okay, there's nobody, everyone is in. So now, how you're going to pick, if you have less than $300, yes, you open 7 margin call. Let's say you already have 5 margin calls.
Yes.
Right, you see my chart now. This is my coin, Gala. I have 3,234, 74. I have 1,000. You see this? This is a coin. I already know what is going on in the market. This Gala will soon get out. Next week or upper week is gone. I have my 5% of 3,224 from the chart.
Okay.
Now, you will see somebody will start panicking. Hey, my money, this is minus 34. It's because you don't understand what it is. That's why you complain, which is why it's very important to accumulate knowledge so that you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Now, I would go to my mind, go to my strategy setting. This thing happened when around February, when Bitcoin moved to 19,800, when all coins started going down. All right, that's why you see coin, those signals that were posted around that time was having some issues to sell. That's why we say we should open margin call. Now, let's say you have 7 margin call already. on the GMT, and you are in minus, as you can see, my minus 30, I think is it 30 what? Minus 35.
Yes.
Now, if you have stable margin call and you have less than 300, let's say you have 250, it's less than 300. Now, what do? You use RQTMI Magic what? Magic 2 that tells you to use 7 margin calls. You add 7 margin calls to the already existing 7 margin calls. I go 7 plus 7 gives me 14.
That's 14.
Now, what do? I go to margin configuration. I will change my first thing I will even do is to change my first buy to 20. Sorry, not remark, it's not remark. First buy is already 20. Whatever it is, I change to 20. I come to margin configuration from 8, margin call 8, because it has finished exhausting the margin calls. I type 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Then the last one that makes it 14, I leave it at 9. So I'm covering for 15% drop. The coin is already down. It can't even go more than that. Then I will change. What am I adding? 250. From the 8 margin call, I'm adding 250. So I'll just go 20% of 250 gives me what? 20% of 250 gives me 50. I'm going to use this $50 in 3 places on the 7 margin call I'm opening. So I'm going to divide it by 3. It gives me 16.66. Then I'll not divide by the first buy, which is 20, divided by 20, 0.83. Don't forget, if you are using an Android phone, iPhone is just 1 decimal. Now, so you have 0, you have to know how you can manipulate it. 0.83. I'll skip the 9th, go to 10th, use 0.83. Skip the 11, go to 12, 0.83. That's all. I'm using it in 3 different places. That was why I divided by 3. Then I now divide by the first buy, which is 20. That goes to me, gives me 0.83. Now, what is 80% of the 250? Gives me what? 200. Divide by 4. I'm using it in 4 different places. Divide by 4. Now, divide by what? 20, which is the first buy, 2.5. So I'll now go to the, after 8, I go to the 9th. I start from 9. I have 2.5, 11, 2.5, 13, 2.5, then 14, the last one, I'm so make it 2.5. So you can see I used 2.5 in 4 places, then 0.8 in 3 places. That's all. I've covered for 15% dip. That's all. I will be enjoying money, cool money within this area before the coin sell off completely. Confirm. That's
okay. Because I have a quick question.
But before I go and load, I open the margin call, I would go and check the chart. Now, if I'm using 4 hours to trade, if I want to open 7 margin call, what did I say you should do? The stochastic has to touch the yellow line. This yellow line, which is the middle 50 RSI. Now, if I'm using 4 hours, what if I go to 1 hour? What's going to be on the GMT? You can see on the 1 hour, perfect way to enter. Immediately I see the stochastic. I'm not trading, I'm not saying I just want to check the stochastic, where is it touching, either in 1 hour or 4 hours. If it's touching the orange line, that's when I'll now go and open the margin call on the coin and let it roll on. That's all. That's all you need to do. You enjoy what you're doing. You will enjoy your trade, pending when it will sell off completely. There's no doubt about it. Your distributed take profit allocation remain 1.3%. You don't change it.
Okay.
That's all you need to do. And now it applies to any RQTMI signal that goes past 25%. Just open magic and keep enjoying yourself. I think Queen Mary, if she's on this call, she paid attention. She knows what she's enjoying on BTC. Let me see if she's. I don't think she is. Okay, she's not. I don't think she's around. So that's it. That's how you open margin call. I guess I've answered your question.
Can I do it for any amount?
Yes, as long
for even less than $100.
No. $100 is the minimum. Even if you're trading with, you want to use the style of RQ. If you say you want to use $15, we just don't want to cost problem where you have to wait a longer time. You can trade it $15, you can trade it $10. But the question now is, you just want to see a scenario where somebody will not be complaining, this is my coin. This one I will not. That's why you want to stick to a rule. So that if you follow that rule, you keep smiling.
Okay, so the minimum is $100.
Yes, you can use $100 7 margin call. That's why we say, if you watch the video RQTMI Magic 2, it tells you that the minimum you can use that the style you can use that the minimum you can use for that style is $100.
Okay.
But it's not as if, like I say, it's not as if you cannot trade with $50 or even $20.
Yes, I understand. Yeah. Fully particular rule that we give.
When something is not happening, you know how some people will start complaining, and that's why we are just trying to stick to a rule. So I think I've answered your question.
Yes, you have.
Okay, so thank you very much. Who else, if you have questions, just put up your hand so that I'll unmute you. Who else has question? Who else? Okay. I can see nobody is asking question. Okay, I want to believe that everybody understands. Nobody has some challenge. Maybe probably because of the fact that the two people that asked question have answered their question, and the answers I provide to that question, to those questions, I've answered some of you guys' questions. So let's go. I wanted to show you guys how you can use RQTMI Magic 2 and RQTMI Magic 1 style to trade. I think if time permits, I will also show you guys how you can use RQTMI Magic 3 tactics. We have 5. I only just released 1 to see how people will assimilate and understand. Or yet some people maybe you've not watched the video. If you have not watched it, go to the YouTube channel. I think I'll try and see if I can post the link. Go to the YouTube channel, get the video, watch it. When you watch it, if you have any question, you can ask. I think I have a question on the chat. Someone is saying there are some people that you are not allowing in. Okay, I think I've allowed everyone in. Everyone is there. There's nobody within the room. Okay, this one says, repeat on the margin distributed of these margin calls. Okay, so you want me to repeat? Now that's what I want to do. So now let me start. RQTMI Magic 1 is a tactics or style of RQTMI where you use 20 margin calls. And the way you pick the coin, even if you're using 20 margin calls, the way you don't just go and pick a coin. There are 3 ways you can use it. If you like, I repeat, if you like, you don't bloody care to analyze the coin. As long as you have finished setting the robot, let me set it before I come to the chart. Let's say I have minimum you can use for this tactics is 300. Even though if you buy it, at least on margin call 18 to stop, no problem. But minimum we are using, we just try to see how we can manipulate small capital in a way that we can still be making money. Minimum you can use for this tactics is what? $300. What you just do is to go to your chart, go to your strategy setting, or my policy setting if you're using an iPhone, change the risk type to radical, remark, I'm using $300, so I'll just change it to 300. Minimum you can use is 300. My first buy remains 20. Margin call limit, I'll change it to 20 since I'm using 20 margin call. 1.3%. This depends on how you analyze the coin on the chart. The whole position take profit call back. Everything remains 0.1, 0.1, as you know, 0.1. Everything remains 0.1. And this is how you do. Can you still see can you guys still see my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can see the screen. Go on, sir.
Okay, so now once you do that, you can see it's $300. Radical 1.3 is a function. This my whole position take profit is a function of how you analyze the coin on the chart. Now 1.3, that's it. Then you go to margin configuration. You are using $300. If you remove the first buy, which is 20, 300 minus 20, what does it give you? It gives you 280. So you're going to use 280 on 20 margin calls. So the first thing you do is divide what is 20% of 280 times 0.2. It gives you 56. 56 divided by 10. You are using this 20% of 280 in 10 places. We divide by 10, you have 5.6. Somebody will say, I'm using 5.6 is the minimum you can use Binance to buy is 10. Yes, you're trying to see how we can manipulate small capital in a way that will be making cool cash. That's why we're doing this. Yes, I know that Binance, the minimum you can use is $10 to buy. So it means you're going to use 5.6 in 10 different places. Divide by what? 20, which is the first buy, it gives you 0.28. So you just go and type 0.28. First call 0.28. Third call, we skip jump one, 0.28. Jump another one, 0.28. Jump another one, you have 0.28. Jump again, you have 0.28. As you go, 0.28. You have 0.28. You have 0.28. You have 0.28. 0.28. That's it. You're done. It means you have used 0.28 in 10 different places. Then what is the next thing? 80% of the 280 is what? 224. Divided by 10 gives you 22.4. Now you're going to use 22.4 in 10 different places. Now divide by what? 20, which is the first by 1.12. So you now go to second call. You start from second call. 1.12. 1.12. Jump 1.12. 1.12. You see what I'm doing? I'm skipping, starting from the second call, 1.12. 1.12. 1.12. 1.12. 1.12. 1.12. So that's it. Then you go to your first call drop 0.2. You start with 0.2. 0.2. The next one 0.5. 0.2. 0.5. 0.2. 0.5. 0.2. 0.5. Sorry, I'm trying to see. I'm taking it slow so that everybody will carry it down. 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2. So on the 16, from the 16, you have 2.98, 2.98, 2.98. 2.98, 2.98. So you see, if you add everything together from that 0.2 of the first call to the last, which is 2.98, add everything to give you 20%. So you are covering for 20% deep. Somebody say, why did you care? How did you care? Why are you even doing this? Why? No, we are saying that if the robot, if you enter the market with my 20 margin, $20 first buy, depending on how I pick the coin, it's very important to know that the way you set the robot shows how you can go and pick the coin on your trading view. Don't just go because you set the robot. You just pick the coin, go to your trading view, pick any coin. How you can even do that, I'll show you guys. Now, since I have set the robot and I'm using RQ Magic 1 tactics, which involves 20 margin call. Now, why are we doing this? Robot, once you enter the market with my first buy of $20, please, if you want to buy, when the price falls by 0.2, use small money, which is 0.2 times my first buy to buy, which is $5.3. But if you want to buy again, if the price falls by 0.5, that is, it has fallen more than what it was before, 0.2, it has fallen more by 0.5, use big money, which is 1.12, which is around $16, if I'm not mistaken, times to buy. You can see you are buying more. So in that way, it will attack the floating loss. Because you are buying more, you are using $5.3 here, you are using $16 here. You can see you are using 3 times the previous. Anytime you use your small money, which is 5.3, it buys 3 times. You cannot see this. You cannot see this style of trading even in YouTube. You can see it even in YouTube. We only use these tactics to trade. We are the only one that uses tactics to trade. Like I say, every team has their style of trading. So you stick to which team you are using, and don't use this setting for another team signal, because the way they pick their signal is different. So you need to follow the way they set their robot, so that if you are picking their signal, the way they set their robot, you're using it to make that money that you want. So that's how it is, that's how it goes, and that's how you do it. If you've done that, next thing you do is to confirm. That's all. You save. And you're good to go. I don't want to save this. Then you just go to, if you have done that, you just go to your trading view. Now, how are you going to pick a coin? First thing, if you have set that robot like that, I think I used to advise anybody that is coming to your team, you want to join EuroIQ via your link, give him this setting. If he has $300 minimum, give him this setting. Anything that is minimum $300 and above, you can use this 20 margin call. $300 and above, give him this setting. And don't disturb him to say that, charts, come and study charts. All you just need to do is tap on this, these two arrows that are pointing up, tap on it. When you tap on it, it will arrange the coins according to their performance. You can see it has arranged according to the ones that are doing well. Now tap on it again, go back to that place, tap on chart, sort by chart percentage. When you tap on sort by chart percentage, I'm referring to this. Start by sort by chart percentage, sort by chart percentage. When you tap on it, it will arrange it according to the ones that are not doing well. So if you want to use these 20 margin calls without looking at chart and analyze coin, you just go around 6 p.m. Nigerian time, or any other time that you see it, it's fine. But if you go and check around 6 p.m. Nigerian time, coins are coming down that time. So you just go and look for, I'm not saying you cannot check anytime, you can check anytime, but around 6 p.m. around that time, most of the day, coins used to go down. Now, if you want to use these 20 margin call tactics without analyzing any bloody coin chart, I don't want to know any chart, I don't want to even see any line. Some people will say, I don't want to see any line. I don't want to see any Fibonacci, Bollinger, stochastic, I don't want to see it. Just arrange this coin according. Then you wait for, okay, somebody is saying I should admit. I think I've done that. I don't see anybody on the chat. Okay, sorry about that. Now, you wait for the coin to show -3 and above. -3 and above. If you show the most deep here, you can see it's MDX, and it's showing -4. I see -3 and above. Why is it going to work? Because if you enter at -3 and above, you are covering for 23% dip. It has to go below 23% dip for it to be out of the market. That's why if you enter around that -3, you are good to go. Because the next thing the coin you want to do, even if it's going down, it will help you to buy margin calls. Because it's going down. It means if it goes down by up to 15, okay, I think up to 15 or 10 margin call, it should have exhausted 5% or 6%. So that way you have buy margin calls. Then it's going up, it will go down, sell all those ones and get out of the market for you. That's if you don't want to analyze -3 and above. If you don't see -3, my brother, and if you are using this, your take profit should be maximum 3%. Maximum 3%. I repeat, if you don't want to study the chart, you don't want to learn anything about chart, just come to that place, arrange the coin according to the one that are not doing well. Look for the one that the most deep, like this one now, the most deep is my MDX, and it has to have what? -3 and above. If it's -3, -4, -5, enter with your 20 margin call. You're good to go. But if you want to analyze coin, how? If you want to analyze coin so that you know how you can enjoy your take profit, you just go to, I think, which one? Let me show you how you can use this. You can go see, I think. Let me get so one. Okay, you see, If you want, GMT. Now GMT, no. Okay. Now, if you are using what 20 margin calls, for instance, and you want to analyze charts, either on 1 hour, 4 hour, or 1 day, but if you want to take long, you want to use 4 hours. If you don't, if you cannot trade on 1 day, you can also, but you just have to wait. But we use 4 hours. If you are using 4 hours, now if you are using 20 margin call, you are going to enter the market when the stochastic has touched the red line. You can see, as you can see, the next thing it will do is to come down. So as it's coming down, it's buying. You need it to buy margin calls. That's one condition. The stochastic is on the red line, as you can see. That's one condition. The second one is the current candle has not gone to touch the 50% line. This is very important. It has not gone to touch the 50% line. That is the second condition. Even if you are not analyzing the Bollinger, you don't need to use the Bollinger here. Stochastic and go to Fibonacci is enough to pick trade. Then you just go, since the two conditions have been met, you just go and pick your price range. You measure from the current price of the coin, which, as you can see, then you measure to the 50% line. You can see it gives me what 7.5 take profit. So I'll just go to my trading, my Royal Q, look for GMT, load the setting on the coin, change the take profit. The only thing you change is take profit. You don't need to change any other thing. 7.5%, and good to go. You go and relax. So as it's buying margin call, even before it knows it will buy all the margin call, be selling before you now go and sell your coin for you. Once you do this, you're good to go. You can see the difference between you that did not analyze and you that analyze. You can see the take profit is different. Take profit, if you don't analyze, it should be between 1% and 3%, maximum 3%. But you decide to analyze, what happens? You are seeing 10.5 because you decide an extra mile of learning the tactics. So your whole cannot be the same thing with the person that did not analyze. So if you're giving that to someone that just coming to react you, so that you will not suffer himself to start saying, this chart, it's not the way you understand assimilate is different. So you can also give that person that one without looking at charts and enter. That's all. So before I move to the next, mostly the newbie, give them this. Because when they start seeing money dropping down, they know it's working. It's working. You just question is, do you know how to make it work? Royalty is working. You really understand Royalty, you can never put money in a Ponzi scheme. Because those people that do that, they don't really understand Royalty. That's why they are putting their money in Ponzi when they lose money. If you understand what I've just taught, please, you can say, if you understand what I've just taught, drop a yes on the chat box. Let me be sure that everyone understands. If I understand what I've just taught, type a yes on the chat box. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's good. I think I have 10% of 20 is around 2 or 5. Yeah, I think I have like 50. So now, don't forget, I say for newbie, someone that is a newbie that is just coming to the business, it is your responsibility to show him or her on how to trade. But if you think you cannot, just easy, set the robot for him, load all the whole coins, go to chart, change the coin according to the ones that are not doing well around 6 p.m. Nigeria time or any other time. Which one, if you are using 20 margin for Young, please, can you just mute yourself? Mr. Young, I think I mute you. If you have questions, when I will come to you. If you are Mr. King Young, please, I think your background is noisy. If you have any question, I'll come to you.
Okay, yes.
I'm coming to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm coming to you. Mute yourself. So I think I've done that. We've done that of 20 magical. Please, can you mute yourself? I mute you, you unmute yourself. If I mute you, you unmute yourself. Why are you doing this, please?
Hello, sir.
I mute you, you unmute yourself. Why?
Okay, sorry, sir.
I'm coming to you. You will ask your question if you have any question. I give everybody chance. I asked everybody if they have any other question, but everybody did not answer. That's why I decided to start teaching what I want to teach. And I just need to finish Magic Call. I don't even think we still have time for us to finish the 7 Magic Call. Mute yourself. I would ask you. You would. I will give you time for you to ask your question.
Coach Salisu is the host. Maybe we need to take back the host.
Okay. No responding. Young, please, can you make me host? Make me host. Young, King Young, please, can you make me host? Claim it, but I don't, it doesn't seem to respond to show claim here. Young, please, can you make me host? Young. I'm coming. If I to exit and come back, I'll be able to claim. He's not responding. The guy is not. That's how you use your 20 margin calls. Now, since you guys understand it, I think I will just run you guys through the 7 margin call, which is the RQTMI Magic 2 tactics, where you use 7 margin calls. And however, like I say, you can also use this tactics to open margin calls. If you are having 300 and above, $300 and above, and you want to open margin calls, you just go straight to your rare queue. If you want to set it up, let's say you already have an existing 7 margin call that have been exhausted, and you want to use 20 margin calls to open margin calls, probably because you have more than 300. Let's say you have $400 and you want to use to open margin calls. I'm just assuming. So you are going to use RQTMI Magic 1. If you have more than 300, like I say, you use RQTMI Magic 1 tactics. That is to say, you are using what? 20 margin calls. So now you already have a 7 margin call that have been exhausted. Now, if you want to use the 20 margin call added, you now say 20 plus 7, it gives you 27. You change it to 27. Then you now go, that means you're going to start from margin call 8 because the 7 margin call have been exhausted. You go to margin call 8. The same thing you do, start from 8. You have what? 0.2. You start with 0.2, just like I started. 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, like that. Keep going. 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2. Now you have 23, 24, 25, up to, you don't have 5 that are left. That's why you now put 2.98. 2.98. At this point, you want it to take time before it buys 2.98. So you'll not be out quickly or not. 2.98. 2.98. Now you go back to the 8 margin call to do the multiple buy. Now, what do we say? You start with a small 20% of your 400.2 times. Change that to your first buy to 20. Don't forget, some people used to make that mistake. Make sure your first buy you change to 20. Now, 0.2 times 400 gives us what? 80 divided by 10, because you're using a 10 differently. You have $8. Then you have $8. Divide by 20, we have 0.4. So you have 0.4. Start from the 8th margin call. 0.4. You jump.
Coach Salisu, your screen, please.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so now you start from
Yes.
the 8th margin call, 0.4, jump. 0.4, you jump the next one. Go to 12, 0.4. Go to the next one, 0.4. 0.4. 0.4. 0.4. 0.4. 0.4. 0.4. Then go back to your calculator. 80% of the 400 gives you 320 divided by 10 gives us 32 divided by 20, 1.6. Then you go up to 1.6. From the 9th call, 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. So you have what? You're done. Make sure it's on sub-beam mode real-time settlement, not sub-beam mode. Sub-beam mode real-time settlement, if you have done this, it means you have done your 400, you put your $400 confirm. Now, in this case, how we are going to pick it, you can wait for the coin to go and touch the red line before you enter, before you open the margin call. But if you are using 20 margin call, you can also as well ignore that. Once you just go straight to the coin, open the margin call. But it's good and safer. You just go back to the chart. I'm saying this for some people newbie that don't want to look at charts. You go back to the chart, and you, for example, the GMT I used, you wait for the coin to tell you when to enter. That is to say, the stochastic is already touching the sell zone, before you open the margin call, so that as it's going down to buy. But keep buying and selling for you. With this, my brother, 3 ways I said. The first one is what? I don't want to look at charts. You can also do that. Just make sure you see -3 on the most dip before you enter. Or go and analyze and check the coin, just like I did in GMT, and he's giving us 7.5. Or you want to open margin call, you can also use it. These are the 3 ways you can use the RQTMI Magic 1 practice. So if you have a question on what I just said now, please. Young, you can ask your question now. Young, you can ask your question now.
Okay. Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
Please,
good
I want to ask. I've been watching this trading now. On that top losers, MGS since morning has been on the top losers, but I was expecting maybe a signal supposed to come outside on MGS. Well, why didn't it come outside?
Oh, what you mean as you see and post the signal? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
You mean
On
when I saw it? When I saw it, I
Yes,
should post the signal?
And I want to know why. Maybe it did not meet the requirements. Maybe the Fibonacci.
I just told you that once you see -5, use 7 margin call, RQTMI Magic 2 to trade that coin. But when you see -3, like you can see, it is greater than -3. What you are seeing there is -4.5. You can use 20 margin call without don't look at any chart. Once you see -3,
Okay.
the most deep, I repeat, the most deep. Once you see -3, you can use RQTMI Magic 1 tactics to open to trade that coin. But make sure the maximum take profit is 3%. Since you're not analyzing.
Okay, sir.
I just did an example of GMT. Let me go back because I don't want somebody to make a mistake. When someone make a mistake, you will not be saying that this thing is not working, it's not paying. It is you that is not, you have to be responsible to make it work by paying attention to learn. Now, if I go back to GMT, you can see the stochastic is already on the red. The next thing this coin will do, it will want to come down, except there is a positive manipulation in the market. Sometimes you see coin on this red on the 4 hour, but because it's pointing up on the 1 day, if you go to the 1 day now, because it's pointing up on the 1 day, or the buy zone on the 1 day, you still see the coin will be pumping. No problem. Just make sure that it is touching the red line, the sell zone is on the sell zone. People will soon start to sell. When I say sell zone, I'm talking about people will soon start to use Binance to sell the coin. That's what I mean by sell zone. Oversold. Sorry, overbought. Overbought. Now, when I say overbought, it means it has reached a stage where people will soon start to sell. Now you can see, I say that if you are analyzing this coin now, and you want to use IQTMI Magic 1, 20 margin calls, like I just showed you, which the minimum is $300, ensure that it is what on the sell zone, the stochastic, provided that you have set up the stochastic the way you should set it. Ensure it's there. Then either on 1 hour or 4 hour or 1 day, you know, some people used to trade on 1 day. People that have big money, they trade on that 1 day. They will take their profit where and go and relax. They know that when the coin sells, it will even cover for the next 6 months, your money, your expenses for the next 6 months. But some people that trade on 4 hours, you know, everybody depends on how you trade. It depends on how your patient is. Can you wait? Now, on the stochastic, ensure it has not gone to touch the 50% line. That is if you are analyzing this coin. Now you measure, you can see I'm taking 7.5%. So I will just go and load the setting and trade the coin. My take profit. The only thing I change after setting the robot is the take profit. The remaining one remains the same. Now, what are we saying? If I don't want to analyze any coin, to hell with charts, I'm not interested in charts. Load all the whole of the 79 coins of ROIC, you load it on the trading book. Go to at the top left, you see 2 arrows, top left corner, you see 1 pointing up, 1 pointing, tap there, go and tap on chart percentage. It will arrange it. If you see green, it's arranging it according to the ones that are doing well. Tap on it and change. It will arrange according to the ones that are not doing well. The most deep on this chart is now MGX. It's MGX. Now, if it is -3 and above, I can use 20 margin call. But if it is -5 and above, I can use 7 margin call, which is RQTMI Magic 2 tactics. But because you can see it is -3 and above, so I want to use 20 margin call, I'm good to go. I don't need to analyze any chart. I don't need to analyze 20 years. I don't need. But the maximum profit I will take is 3%. I don't want to go beyond that. 3%, so that I'll be able to, since I didn't analyze the coin, I want to get out of the coin quickly and enjoy my money. Simple as that. Yeah, simple as that. I don't. Once it says, I come back and wait for the -3 again and pick. Give it to a newbie that is coming to the business. Let him be using it to be seeing money before he will now master all these things. Now, if you that you decide not to analyze trading view, you just can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Now, you that do not analyze MDX, me.
Yes, can see the screen. Go on, sir.
Me that have the skill, I can tap on MDX, go to 1 hour or 4 hour. You can see me. If he's on the uptrend, what do I do if he's on the uptrend? I measure to the 23% line. I measure the 23% line. See, me that analyze the coin, me I can take 6%. You that did not analyze, you decide to say, I'm not interested in any chart. I don't want to see any line. I don't want to see anything. You are taking 3%, which is maximum. Don't go beyond that. You want to be safe. The goal is to ensure that you protect your capital. I'm not saying you can never lose money in spot market. It's not possible. But you don't want to stay long in a way that you're not making money. If you follow rules and regulations, stick to the rules. Stick to the rules. Don't go and do your own. This thing is, I've been doing regular for how many? 2 years now. This thing is from experience. Once you can see, me, I'm taking 6.4%. Me that analyze the coin. You that did not analyze, you're taking 3%. That is the advantage of learning. That's the advantage of acquiring knowledge. So if it goes against 2.4%, you know analyze. Yes, it's good. Give it to a newbie. Newbie that is just coming to the. So have I done justice to your question? You that King Young, I think I've answered your question. I did not post the signal on the group because it's something I know that's something that you don't need to say around 3 MGS 3%. Something that I already said, everybody heard it. So I think next time we meet on Monday, which is tomorrow, I will also go draw you guys through RQTMI Magic 2. All this, I will send the video on the YouTube channel. Watch it and sit down and pick the trade by yourself. That is the goal of RQTMI, so that everybody will be pick the trade by themselves. They don't need to depend on anybody to pick signal. That's our goal. So as long as you are attending this meeting, you can never be the same. If you have learned something today, please type a yes on the chat. If you have learned something today, please type a yes on the chat. Okay, I have 6 people out, 7. I have 23 people, 8. We are 24 here, and I can see it's just 20%. Okay, I think it's still fine. Still fine. Go and practice it and come back, and if it does not work, come and challenge me here. We always have the Zoom. Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Go and practice. The skill is in the doing. It's not just you learning the theory. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Go and practice it and see. Come back. You will come back and say, thank you very much. This is another way of trading. Now, the signal I used to post on the 300 days challenge, or on the 300 days challenge, or on my personal group, if you are there, if you're lucky to be there, the signal I used to post is RQTMI Magic 3 tactics, which is the one we're using to trade, which will involve 25% first buy. So if you say you want to use, I cannot be posting the RQTMI Magic 1 tactics or RQTMI Magic 2 tactics style of picking coins. If you are using that style, you will not make money. Sorry, you are using 25% first buy. If you are using that tactics, which is RQTMI Magic 3, the way you are going to pick the coin is different. I repeat, it's different. Why? Let me show you. If you are using RQTMI Magic 3 tactics, that involves 5 margin call and above. 5 margin call and above. If you are still seeing my screen, I will go and show you. Now, can you guys still see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Very well.
These skills that we're teaching, it is free of charge. You are not paying anything. So the only thing you do is to pay attention. The only payment you do is pay attention and ask questions till you understand. I'm not expecting everybody to know it once, but if you keep attending Zoom at least 2 weeks, you can never be the same. It's not possible. I say you do not pay attention. Now, if you are using RQTMI Magic 3 that involves 25% first buy, right? The way you pick the coin, you must ensure the stochastic is already completely on the buy zone, as you can see. As you can see, it's already on the buy zone now. It doesn't have any option than to go up. Now that it's already on the buy. That's 1. 2, on the stochastic, sorry, on the auto Fibonacci, if it's an uptrend, as you can see, 0 is at the top, 100 is at the bottom. The candle has to come to the 61.8% line. There are 79 coins. If one is not giving you, go and look for the one that is 61.8. Right? And on the Bollinger Band, 3 indicator, that's what is called 3 indicator. If you see it like this, come down, the next thing is go up before it now come down again. I'm going to switch this. I've not double bottom, double top is what you're seeing now. The next thing you want to do is to go up. So if it has satisfied this condition and you're using first buy as 25%. The reason why you're using 25 because it will be difficult for it to buy margin calls. But we are still using margin calls because of what? Safety. Just like what happened on ending of February, where Bitcoin now go to 19,800. Coins started going down deep. Even some people are having 99%, having 90% deep. If you don't have margin calls to protect yourself, how are you going to do that? That's why you're using margin calls. You get that? So I think that's why we are saying that if you are using RQTMI, the signal I used to post on the 300-day challenge are signals for the RQTMI Magic 3 that involves 25% plus buy. We are doing that because if you pick a coin around this area, it doesn't have any option than to go up. So if you are using 20 or 15% first buy, if it doesn't buy margin call, you don't make money. That's why we're using 25% first buy. That's for the uptrend. And that's for the uptrend. Have I done justice to this?
Yes.
Okay, feel free to ask questions. I want to ensure that as long as you are attending this Zoom, you should not have any problem with. As you are going to, as tomorrow is Monday, we have entered a new week. Practice what you have learned. You experience any challenge, come back to the Zoom and ask. If you keep doing that for like 2 weeks, I'll tell you, you cannot be the same. It's not possible. And you owe it to anybody that is coming to join your meeting. It is your responsibility to show that person how to trade. That's why RoyalQ is paying you. But if you cannot teach the person, send video to the person. If you cannot send video to the person, probably because the person might not understand, bring the person to Zoom. You too should be there to attend the Zoom so that he will know that this is serious. This is not a joke. The reason why a lot of people, which I know, there is no doubt, out there online, I repeat, there is no system. If there is, I challenge you, drop it on the chat box. There is no system like RoyalQ that you will make money now. Your coin sell now, and you withdraw now. And your money is 100 and in fact 1,000% in your custody. There is no system. And you can never lose money. Even if you say you have a robot, forex robot, my brother, you must lose one a bit. But in RoyalQ, you can never lose money. And you are 100% in custody of your fund. And immediately your coin sell, you can withdraw that one and go and enjoy yourself. There is no system like that. If you are in RoyalQ and you're not seeing the results, it's because you don't have the knowledge, which is why you need to start paying attention. Once you activate your robot, don't put profit in your mind. Be putting knowledge, because you need to learn before you earn. When you start, you might be experiencing challenges. You are not seeing what you are expecting, probably because you don't understand it. But when time goes on, as you are attending to accumulate knowledge, before you know it, you should be an expert or a pro in taking coin. And when you do that, you know how to trade, and you know which tactics to use, and you know how to analyze the coin. Simple. With your 100, in fact, me, I'm trading with $5,300. Even if I don't have capital, up to now, I don't have capital. I don't know for you, but for me, I don't have capital. The only time I have capital is when I see $100,000 in my rate. That's when I have capital. Because by that time, you can make minimum 10 million in a month, steady. Minimum 10 million in a month. Without stress. That's when I will say I have capital. Right now, I don't have capital. I don't know for you. You see somebody say he has $200, $300, $500. Me, I'm not seeing that as capital. Me, I'm even telling you, I'm still not seeing that it's not capital. So I want to believe I've done justice to this session. If I have, please, if you still have any challenge or any question, ask your question. If you cannot unmute yourself and ask, put up your hand. Type the question on the chat box. Okay, in the absence of no question. Okay, so I say lastly, do you guys enjoy the session? Am I too fast? Is there anything I do? Maybe you don't, maybe the way I'm teaching, I'm too fast, you don't really get it. You can say it to type it on the chat box. Are you satisfied with the training? Let me see a yes on the chat box. Okay. I can just see 3 yes. Okay. I can see 4. Okay. I'm impressed. To some extent, I have impact in your knowledge. I've made a positive impact in your knowledge. So see you in our next session, 9 p.m. Monday, which is tomorrow. We're going to go through, the RPT MI Magic 2, where you use 7 margin calls. We are going to set the robot and show you how you are going to pick the coin. It's not the same. The way you are going to pick the coin when it comes to RPT MI Magic 2, it's not the same thing with Magic 1. Because we have 7 margin calls. So watch out, come tomorrow to listen and understand, and also know how to use it to open margin calls. 9 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you very much for attending. I really appreciate. Good night, everyone.
Good night.